Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday. This is a weekly show which covers all the news from Star Citizen over the past week. I am your host Mac, so let's get on with it. This week, 3.0 edges closer to the PTU. We get our questions answered regarding the Pioneer, plus we have a Cutlass to give away. So this week's ATV kicking off as usual with the Burndown. They are fixing new issues which have arisen when they implement new features which are now stopping the Evocati from finding bugs. That is the priority. The shopping and commodities Evocati build is pretty much ready to go now, so they're now showing us what is needed for the release to PTU, the non-NDA PTU. These are all broken down into areas. We know of shopping, they also have missions, ships and vehicles, traversal, mobiGlas, and performance and stability. Each area has its own bug total and task total. Bugs are the in-game issues, and tasks are features yet to be implemented. So starting with shopping, it says all the bugs are pretty much sorted out, it's at 100%. In terms of missions, there are 11 bugs left and 76 tasks. Ships and vehicles, 6 bugs, 31 tasks. For traversal, 2 bugs and 22 tasks. For the mobiGlas, 18 bugs and 42 tasks. And then performance and stability, there are 63 tasks. Now the above is everything needed for 3.0 to reach the first wave of non-NDA testers, PTU testers like myself. It may look like a lot, but there's no way of gauging how long it could take. A task could be something simple that will take seconds to implement, or it could be something that creates more bugs, and the same goes for the bugs, so some bugs are easier to fix than others, but when they implement new stuff, it could cause more bugs. Do tune in next week to hear the latest on the 3.0 development status. The main focus of ATV was the CitizenCon retrospective. I will leave the video on in the background. Nothing new was said here, so I'll just leave it playing in the background. But I am currently working on a CitizenCon vlog myself as I was there, so do keep an eye out for that coming next week. So we currently have 2 giveaways running. The first is our monthly Star Citizen starter package, which is courtesy of my patrons who pledge money each month, helping with costs for software like Adobe and PC hardware as well. All you have to do to enter this is to be a subscriber here on my YouTube and comment on any video throughout that month. Now October's winner is Peanut Butter, so congratulations to you sir. Please head over to my Discord using the link below and DM me with your RSA handle and email associated. But with it now being November, we have the same giveaway running, so big thank you to my patrons. Hit that subscribe button and just comment below to enter. The second giveaway is for a Cutlass Black ship. So massive shout out to Sunkshark for donating this. The link with all the details on how to enter this is at the top of the description. And be sure to keep an eye out for an update regarding big giveaways in December, with a special thanks to Raiden Dragon Gaming for making this possible. So with the sale of the Pioneer, there was a Q&A post as well answering all the questions that we have, or the majority of the upvoted questions. First question being, what is the outpost size it can build? And they say currently it's 48 by 48 meters by 5 meters in height. This is starting a small location for colonizing, for example, a small research facility in Antarctica, that sort of size. Next question is, can it build hangars? And they say they're currently looking at basic landing pads for ships. It's more complicated than you think, but if they do come up with a way which works, then they will let us know. Can we build on asteroids? Now they say they're not opposed to the idea, but it requires further development. Can the Pioneer move the bases? This is a question that someone asked me, and yes it can. However, they will need to be dismantled first and then rebuilt in the new location, so you can't just pick them up and float them away. Can the Pioneer build space stations? And they say no, terrestrial construction and terrestrial structures have different needs from space stations. What is the size land claim that comes with the Pioneer package? That's a great question. And they say that the initial guess would be somewhere between 4 by 4 kilometers to 8 by 8 kilometers, which is very big. They say that this pretty large chunk will give players multiple construction sites. Land claims will prevent other players from building in your territory and offer different options relevant to gameplay, so maybe construction rights versus mining rights. But they do say, rest assured, that the claim system is being developed to prevent situations like monopolizing lands and, you know, that sort of thing. So next question is, can it build AA structures or anti-air structures such as missiles and defensive structures? And they say no, it only builds structures like outposts. The external add-ons like turrets, solar panels and everything else we heard will be bought at a store and then placed later on. So next question, can it build structures larger than the internal space of the Pioneer? And they say that they're yet to decide this. For example, landing pads, if they were to be constructed, would probably be constructed and connected in sections, but generally speaking the structures or the outposts will be the size stated before. What happens to the structures when the player logs out? They say the outposts and the contents inside the outposts will persist, so they can be attacked and looted while you're offline. So offline security will depend on two things. Number one, where your outpost is located, so the local authorities, for example, will react to attacks on your privately held outposts. But do remember that travel times will vary in this, so if they are far away, they may not get there in time. And number two, they say players are encouraged to invest in personal security, either through militia, private military corps, security groups, and turrets and beacons and other sort of defensive systems, so they're not relying on the local authorities. So next question, can the Pioneer use refined materials from the Orion or any other type of ship? And yes, as long as the build that you are creating requires those resources. Next question, can it build outposts on rough terrain? Now they say that the ground would need to be flat to land the ship safely, but it doesn't need to be perfectly flat to place an outpost. That seems a little sketchy, so we'll have to see more on that one later. Next question, will it be able to build tall buildings or stackable modules? And they say there's no plans for that right now. How long does it take to deploy an outpost? Now they say there's no specific estimate, but they view it as a major time investment, and obviously the amount of time will scale depending on the size of the outpost that you're placing. But yes, it shouldn't be too quick. It shouldn't take a matter of minutes. It needs to be at least an hour or two to properly develop it. Second to last question, can we spawn ships at the outpost? And they say there's no plans right now. Ships available there must be brought there first. And then the final question, the Pioneer has 3 utility slots. What's going on with that? And they say that this was an error in the listing. The Pioneer cannot equip anything utility-wise. It's solely focused on outpost construction. Anyway, that was the Pioneer Q&A. I don't know if there's going to be a second one. It's not been numbered, so we'll assume that that's the last one. Anyway, let's move on. So also this week, Citizens of the Stars brought Star Citizen streamer Whitestrom to the limelight, plus Tyler Nolan in the hot seat for Quantum Questions. A new Spectrum Spectator post was released titled Slice of Life, which I've not read yet. Lawmakers introduced us to the Gurzel system. And finally, with the CitizenCon panel focused on the Jan language, Britton Watkins, the creator of the Jan language, has been releasing a series of posts and educational videos, helping those interested in learning to speak, to read and to write Jan to do so. I am loving the level of detail this language has, and I'm actively trying to learn myself, so be sure to head over to my Twitch as well, as I try to help others grasp the language too. So that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. A big thank you to the subscribers and the patrons as you make this possible. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow me on Twitch, Twitter and Instagram, and I shall see you next time.